Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. And once again, I'll have to apologise for the very dim view in the background. I'm actually in the corner of my living room. I've got a light right above me there, which is on, believe it or not, but the camera is having other ideas. But like yesterday, we'll have to grin and bear it. Now, vigilantes or vigilantism, when you hear that term, you're filled full of doom and gloom and think, God, things are getting dangerous, aren't they? Well, the issue we've got in many parts of this country is the fact that people are losing faith with the police force, they're losing faith with local councils, they're losing faith with government, basically the whole arm or whole proliferation of people that are supposed to look after us and our best interests. So in the end, what people are going to do, they're going to take their own action to try and make their own situation better. Do you understand? I mean, I do personally, and I can see why they feel the way they do, because at the end of the day, we all have our shared communities, we all have our own families, and to an extent, we all have our own shared concerns. And when we're seeing the law not protecting us as it should do, you've got to think, it kind of gives you pause, doesn't it? Well, I was made aware of this article here, which I wanted to share with you, and it's not as clear-cut dry as it sounds. Vigilante army to patrol crime-ridden UK seaside town, plagued by spate of murders, stabbings, and SAs. Let's say SAs for the sake of the algorithm. But here we go. A group of vigilantes are planning uniform patrols at a Wild West seaside town in a bid to reduce crime. More than 200 residents, including ex-military, security professionals and first aiders, have signed up to the Safeguard Force in Bournemouth. So Bournemouth famously is a great seaside coastal town in England, and you know it's come to this. The group have vowed to work alongside Dorset police to make the streets safer. So it's not vigilantism in the regard, we're just going to go out and do what the hell we like. They want to work with the police. It's there in black and white. So where else are we? They have yet to be endorsed by the force, and anti-racism campaigners claim they will target asylum seekers staying in the town's 3 migrant hotels. Now, they've raised $3,000 through GoFundMe to buy bodycams, stab vests and radios, and the Safeguard Force said they'll require all volunteers to undergo DBS checks and first aid training, claiming the group will be non-political and inclusive. It's very interesting, that part where they mention the migrant hotels, isn't it? And the reason I say it's interesting is because I've seen today a piece of video footage of some of our dinghy brethren coming across the channel chanting a particular slogan, which we all know. And there's a piece of Arabic on there, which has been translated, and it would give people cause to worry. If you haven't done so already, please follow me over on X, because there's certain things I can share with people over there, which I probably won't get away with putting on here, because free speech seems to mean slightly different things in slightly different areas, but it would give anyone pause for concern. Anyway, let's go back to this. So, in addition to patrols, the group is developing a mobile safeguard app to allow people to quickly request help if they feel vulnerable in public. The group will wear a black uniform with a Safeguard Force badge on the front and Safeguard Force written in white block capitals on the back. They're due to carry out their first patrols Monday, which will be tomorrow, and they'll focus on Bournemouth, Boscombe, the Beaches Gardens and their surrounding areas. Local Gary Bartlett, who set up the group, says they'll protect the most vulnerable in our town, especially women, children and the elderly. These are, particularly sectors who can't look after themselves as well as others. Mr. Bartlett, we're here to support our community and work alongside the police to make Dorset a safer place for everyone. Our volunteers are driven by a shared goal to protect and reassure, and we're excited about the impact of our app and transport initiatives will have. Our volunteers have no more legal powers than any other member of the public. You will be surprised. We are not a vigilante group, and we do not engage in any unlawful activity. Our role is to be extra eyes and ears in the community, deter antisocial behaviour, and report issues to the police or relevant authorities. Now, reporting issues to the police or any relevant authorities, one thing we have in this country is a very big problem with the police being overstretched as they are, and also the kinds of things they're being asked to investigate aren't exactly what I would call everybody's cup of tea. So we'll have to see what the reaction is there. Mr. Bartlett declined to explain if the volunteers would physically intervene if they saw criminal acts. Just last month, a fight broke out on Bournemouth beach involving a large group of men. Onlookers watched in panic as security attempted to break it up. One man was successfully detained by an onlooker as he desperately attempted to get free. And only a few weeks ago, a mass brawl broke out on Bournemouth beach as topless thugs hurled glasses at cops. Shocking footage showed horrified locals and holidaymakers watching on as projectiles were thrown. The terrifying incident unfolded on a resort pier on June the 30th. There's another incident with a teenage girl there, caught up in ugly scenes. 5 officers injured. Man in his 40s found brown bread. 34-year-old mum was butchered. So these are all really horrible crimes and incidences, all carried out or occurred in Bournemouth. Loads and loads of it. And you can see the article carries on all the way down. A spokesman for BCP, Stand Up to Racism, said this is a vigilante group which seems to be targeting refugees and the Muslim community, who they suggest are a threat to women and children. The presence of uniformed civilians acting on ideological motives risks fostering division rather than safety. Now, there's a lot of these do-gooding types coming up, talking about, don't be so don't be so nasty to these people. Meanwhile, you can see what's happening. The focus is on that. But I think what people need to realise, there is, as a result, an overall breakdown in law, order, social respect, discipline from one end of this country to the other. It's only going to get worse. I can see vigilante groups jumping up all over the show. Can you? I really can. And how they are reacted to, we'll have to see. Now, what you don't realise, and this is the fault of governments, is that there is a constitutional right, we will call it, to do this. And you're led to believe that this constitutional right is obsolete. It's only been badged as obsolete because it's been superseded by other laws, other statute. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not still current. It's just obsolete because it's not being used anymore. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the term watch and ward. Well, it's here we are. Watch and ward refers to the practice of maintaining a continuous guard both during the day and at night for the purpose of protection and security. Historically, it was a system of policing where individuals were responsible for keeping watch and ward, ensuring the peace and safety of their community. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is exactly what's happening here. Watch and ward, wouldn't you say? And I can see this happening in more places. And to anybody that says it's illegal, they're vigilantes, all of this has happened before, hundreds of years ago. And it's just a system on repeat. But the difference is watch and ward before the introduction of a full-time police force, before official law enforcement took hold. But now watch and ward seems to be making a return because no one has any faith in the police force that we have. Crazy turn of events. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Appreciate your feedback very much. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This video here is one of the other ones that I've done previously. Thank you. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.